Alright guys, so today we're going to smoke some ribs and I'm going to show you how it's done.
Alright guys, so for this recipe I'm going to be using 2 big baby back ribs. So you're going to want to do the obvious, what most people are going to do. You're going to want to remove the membrane. I find it easiest if you slide a knife underneath one of the bones and then you just get it started with your finger, then you grab it with like a pair of pliers or something because it's really slippery with gloves on. I'm going to use mustard as a binder on both sides. I also made my own kind of seasoning mix with a bunch of stuff you can get from the store. So you can make these today if you go get this stuff. So I'll post a description of what I made. I just whipped it up and put it into a shaker that I had, and then I can use it in the future. But it turned out really, really good, so I highly recommend giving it a shot and maybe even trying to add some of your own twist to it. Make sure you season these very thoroughly.
So now that we have the ribs, both of them seasoned, I'm going to let those sit probably just for the duration of while my Traeger comes up to heat, or temperature should I say. So I'm going to start mine at 250 for now, and then we're going to let them go on there for about 2 hours. So I'll show you how I get those put on there. All right, we're just about there, about 250 degrees. These ribs have been sitting for about a half hour or so. It took me a minute to get my grill started. Gonna bunch the ribs up, put them side by side, get some more of that seasoning, rub it around, try and get as much of that as we can. Bunch that up again. Now I'm just gonna let this go on there, get this camera angle a little bit better. Get those in there for about 2 hours, then we'll check on them.
Okay guys, at 1 hour in, I'm going to do an apple juice like spritz on these things, but you don't have to have anything fancy. I just got a bowl, I put it in there. Again, we're 1 hour in, kind of just drizzle it on top. You can touch it a little bit, but I'm really trying not to move the seasoning around too much because it's still kind of sticky. It hasn't really absorbed completely into the food yet. So you want to get them pretty good, not soaked, but I'm just getting it as good as I can. Just drizzling it over. Again, the first hour in, 1 hour to go.
All right, so we've been going for a little over 2 hours, and we got to sit them with some apple juice initially. The wind's blowing. Okay, so we're gonna get these off, if I can get that without blowing away. And we're gonna do this now, is foil wrap these inside the house. Oh, those are hot. Probably should have used tongs. Learn from me, I guess. All right, let's get these inside. Okay, now that we're inside with the light, these are how these are looking. Really like the color of them. Now it's time to get them foil wrapped so we can get closer to the temperature we're looking for, which is around 205, somewhere around there. So let's go over to the foil and I'll show you what I'm gonna do.
Okay guys, so what I'm going to do for this, I'm going to put these ribs on their face down, the meaty part down. I'm going to get some more of the seasoning that I made. Don't forget, I'll post that down below. Put some of that seasoning down. I'm going to use some of that honey, drizzle it down, and then I'm going to put a few sticks of butter, just probably like 4 little cubes down below so it'll get a good spread along the ribs. Then again, meat side's going to go down, and I'm using 2 pieces of foil because, you know, these can poke through pretty easy, and you'll see here with standard size foil you get, it's kind of tough to wrap it just with one small piece. You'll see me close this edge, and that top is kind of exposed a little bit. So you want to get that pretty much sealed because you know it's kind of like steaming it a little bit faster in a way when you get this in there. This is how you get your like fall off the bone part of your rib. So got that first one done. Now we just got to do the other one. Same thing going on, using a bit of that seasoning. Gonna hit it with some honey. Then we're gonna go and just add the butter again. Pretty simple. It's more work than it appears, of course, when you watch the video, but these are fun to make and it's fun to learn from these things. So I'm gonna put the ribs again, face down, and then I'm gonna cover it up. Again, I really like how those bones are looking. These are so good. So now all we gotta do, get a foil wrap, and then we're gonna get it back onto the grill with the meat side down in the grill for another hour or so, and then we'll check them. While these are cooking for their last hour, I'm gonna get a little base ready. I'm gonna get it in the grill with it to heat it up. I'm going to use an unhealthy amount of barbecue sauce. You're probably not going to use all the amount that I'm putting in here. And then I'm going to kind of liquidize it a little bit. I don't want it as thick as it is right now. So I'm going to add some apple juice. You don't want it like the consistency of water, but you don't want it the consistency of barbecue sauce, if that makes sense. Somewhere in the middle. I'm going to add a little bit of honey, mix it up really, really good. You'll be able to tell. You want it a little bit loose, you know, but not water. I'm also going to add a little bit of apple cider vinegar, just a tiny bit. You can see I added more juice to get that consistency that I wanted. So just a tiny bit of that vinegar sauce. Then I'm going to set that in the grill with the ribs. All right, let's get these things on there. Looking good, smelling amazing. Both ribs on. I think I did it off camera, but I also put that barbecue sauce on the top rack so that I can cook as well. All right, so we've been going about an hour. This is the point where I'm gonna pull them off and put them on this tray, and I'm gonna take them inside and check them with the probe. I'm thinking they're not quite there yet, and I'm gonna wear some better gloves this time because that was pretty self-critiquing when I grabbed those last time. So learn from me. It didn't burn me, but it was hot for sure. So I'm gonna get these off and we'll get them inside. All right, so this is how it's looking after a total cook time of about 3 hours. Took quite a while to get here, but it's well worth the wait. So this one's gonna be ready. Now all we gotta do is add our sauce. I got that off the barbecue, gonna mix it up a little bit. Man, and I'm really glad I did this because like I said, these things turned out great. Then you're just gonna, brush it and get it all over. You don't want it crazy thick. Just get it on an even amount on both sides. Get those bones. Don't be shy, but don't be overwhelming with it either. Get it all over the place, and we're going to go in and put it back on the grill for another 20 minutes to kind of sticky it up. My other one wasn't ready, unfortunately. I was also pretty disappointed because in the end of this, I tried recording me cutting into the second rib, but I recorded vertically by accident, which made me not really able to post it because it wouldn't look good on camera. But I can assure you it turned out just as good as this one that you're going to see. All right, so we got that one sauced up. We got the other one back on. I'm going to get this sauce going back on. Remember, do as I say, not as I do. And most of this, because I just grabbed that without a glove again, I'm going to go for this one without it too. It's not too hot anymore now that it's been out. Wasn't too bad, but now we're gonna let this go for another 20 minutes with the sauce on it, and we'll check on that other one when it's about time too. All right, so that one rack should be done. I'm not gonna video the whole process of the other one. It's gonna be the exact same process. It's still in the foil because it needed a little bit more time in the foil. So you'll see here, it's still back there, but this one right here is done. To come off, see if I can do it without breaking it. Very, very tender and floppy. Looking good, so I'll get that inside and get it cut, and then I'll get this other one going through its process as well. I also kind of butchered this cut job. It was kind of tough for me to find the bone. I probably should have flipped it the other way, but I thought I could find it. So, oh well, it happens. It all tastes good no matter what. So these just look incredible. I love the color that this came out with the seasoning and the sauce. So here's how this turned out. Now we just got to go outside and give these a final taste test. All right, I gotta try it out by the Traeger. Honest review. Gonna get the hands dirty, that's fine. Oh man. It's not too sweet. Falls right off. Definitely this is definitely the best one I've ever made. I'm gonna post everything down below. You gotta give these a shot. These are amazing. But there's no way no one can not like this. I'm gonna go eat. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.